נייט, we know that you already speak Hebrew. We've heard you on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
And you have such a great Israeli accent. Can you tell us something in Hebrew?
Yeah. מה נשמע, you know, את צודקת. What else do I know? When you get put on this, what? חיים שלי?
חיים שלי.
חיים שלי. Yeah, look, I'm learning.
עם ישראל חי, אם לא נשכח תמיד להיות מאוחדים.
It's a working project, you know. Sometimes I like to do bad Hebrew when I go to restaurants, like how an American would say, you know, toda rabba. I'd be like, toda rabba, just to feel more like a tourist. Because sometimes, you know, when you're a tourist, people are a little bit nicer to you. So, especially when you get in cabs in Israel. Wow.
They don't recognize you already?
I have been recognized a few times in the cabs, yeah. I'm just shocked. I'm shocked by the people who do recognize me. Like the last people I would expect to recognize me, cab drivers. And yet, you know, even the other day we were in a cab, a friend of mine and I, and the cab driver told us this really, you know, sad story between a relationship between him and his daughter, that they hadn't spoken for many years, and she was a big fan of me. So I made a video to his daughter, and I encouraged her to find a way to maybe re-establish the relationship with her father.
There are a lot of Jewish celebrities that don't support Israel or don't say out loud that they support Israel. What do you think about it?
You can't worry about what other people are doing. You know, everybody has their reasons. Obviously, it would be great if every single, you know, Jewish celebrity and person of influence spoke up, because I think it's such an important time. But for me personally, you know, all I can take care of is my own actions, and hopefully me standing up as a non-Jewish person, a non-Israeli, will actually encourage and inspire other people in similar positions to do the same.
I wish that people with power and with positions to change other people's minds or perception would use that power. I would love that. But I'm not in their shoes. So I don't know why they don't.
I think also one thing to point out is why people are scared to speak up. And that's the reaction that they'll get from, you know, people who are sitting on the other side. The pro-Palestinian movement is very, very focused on keeping people silent. And so they'll use, you know, threats, or, you know, they'll try and cancel you.
And you spoke up about Israel and you support Israel a lot. One of the stories was in Leg'IG's Khadid. What made you want to speak?
When someone with such power and so many followers is, I mean, you can have an opinion, but when you say the facts wrong, when you are wrong in what you're saying, basically, and you speak BS, then I don't see any other thing other than correct you. And I think when I did correct her, it helped, and she apologized, and I'm glad for that. Never been in the region, you don't know who we are, you didn't take history classes, I mean, just because your grandfather told you some story, it's just, you can't use your power in a subject that you only heard stories about.
You have a new love in Israel, Leah. You live in Australia. How is it to have a relationship and you live there and she's here?
Well, I live out of a suitcase. If we're going to be honest, I've been living out of a suitcase for probably the last 12 years. I travel a lot. You know, there's something special about Leah, and I never thought that I would enter into a long-distance relationship again. I never thought that I would potentially consider Israel home, but you know, sometimes when you meet someone that you click with and you have a really, really deep connection with, you change your own plans. And so it's amazing. I've probably never been happier. She is a huge part of my support system now, and you know, I don't think I've ever cried more in my life. I don't think I've ever been more exhausted in my life, but you know, this relationship was really, really born out of how willing she was to support me in something that was extremely difficult. And yeah, we started off as friends. We didn't really have an intention to date each other. and it just happened that we really have a great connection. So we'll see what happens.
Maybe you will move here for good.
Maybe I'll have Jewish babies too, you know.